I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God.
Let's raise that loud say.
I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God.
Let's raise it out.
I find space for what I treasure. I make time for what I want. I choose my priorities. Jesus, you're my number one. So I will make room for you. I will prepare for two, so you don't feel that you can't live here. Please live in me.
Oh, no.
I find space for what I treasure. I make time for what I want. I choose my priorities, and Jesus, you're my number one. Jesus, you're my number one. I will make room for you.
I will
Prepare for two.
so you
Don't feel that you can't live here. Please live me. I will make room for you. I will. So you don't feel that you please live in me. Please live in me, God. I will make room for you. My will, yeah. My ways. My ego. My plan. My schedule. My itinerary. Oh, see, I will make room for you. My habits, my attitude, whatever it is that's not like you, whatever it is, you can move it on. Oh, see, I will make room, yeah, whatever it is that's in your way, whatever it is, if it takes your space, whatever it is, I don't want it there. Oh, see, I will make room. I want to seek you first. Get the other things out the way. I want to seek you first. Move it all out the way. Whatever it is. just want you. I will make room, yeah. You can move it all. Please move it over. Move it all. Jesus, I just want you to know I will make room. I find space for what I make time for what I choose my priorities. Jesus, you're my number one. I love that song, man. I even got my make room shirt. I was so excited it finally came. Jesus. But man. And that is just like that song, it speaks so much. Like there's nothing more important than the Father's love than spending time with God, man. Like for real, like we have to, like, to really have a relationship and a bond with Christ, we have to make room for him, like, to come in. And we have to allow him. Like, we can't surround ourselves with so many things to where our minds are so cluttered, our hearts are so cluttered that there's no space for him. Like, we have to let go of some things, release some things to make room for God, man, because he wants to do some amazing things in all of our lives. But it's like, how can, we say, like, God, we're in a situation like, God, I need you, God, I need you. And he's right there. Like, he's not gone anywhere. He's been there the whole time. But it's like, he has no space. Like, we have to make room and allow him to come in and move on our behalf the way he wants to. Stop trying to take control over situations. Stop trying to piece and put everything together. Let him move. Make room. Like the song says, make room for him to come in and move, man. And I'm just at that point in my life, like, man, God, you have all this space. Like, you have all, like, invade my space. Like, invade my space, man. Because what you have for me is so much better than what that person may have, than what that person may have, than my friends or family may have, than what I may even, what I may even thought I had for myself. What God has for us is so much better. It's so much better. It's so important that we give our lives to Christ, man. Like, give God a try. Like, try him. Like, try him. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. You won't regret it. No, like I say, like, it's not easy, but it gets easier. It gets better as long as we continue to seek him first and put him at the forefront, and we stop trying to take control and we stop trying to rationalize things, because he doesn't want us to do any of that. He wants us to trust him. Seek first God's kingdom and trust the Father. Trust him. I'm speaking this because he's shown me. Like, he's shown me, even like, and I've had, been in a place where I was drained and I was stressed and I was worried and all that. That's because I was not doing what I was supposed to do, and that was putting God and seeking God first and giving him control. Jasmine was trying to take control over a situation. Jasmine was trying to put the pieces together and figure out this and figure out that. But no, God was like, daughter, let me make room. Let me make room. Let me move. Let me continue to do what I've promised. God promised me things, and they weren't happening right then and there when I thought, or happening how I thought. And so I kind of, started doubting myself and doubting his word, because my focus was not where it should have been. It was not on him. It was on the situations that was going on. But it's time we start telling these situations how big our God is, and our stop telling God how big these situations are, but start speaking to those things and telling them how big our God is, because he is bigger and he is better. He is bigger, he is bigger, and he is better, man. He is bigger and he is better. And God, had to let me know that he has not forgotten me, and he has not forgotten you. Like, you may feel like you're alone and isolated, but he has not forgotten you. He's not forgotten any of us. We have just lost focus on him. He's always been there. He's always been there. He's not gone anywhere. But we have to make room, allow him to move, man. And God, what else God said? God said, you move, I move. Just like that. That was on Pastor Michael's top. One of his sermons is called Marked. It was part 6. Oh my gosh. That, like, I started listening to that series. That thing is so awesome. I encourage you all to go check it out. A friend sent it to me, and I'm just like, man, it was so good. But that part 6, because it was just confirmation to something that I had, been dealing with. And I'm telling you, when I heard that thing, like, I thought it was funny at first, because how he put, you move, I move, just like that. Like, but it was just so much confirmation from God, man. Like, sometimes we gotta put forth the effort and move. Faith without works is dead. Like, we have to put forth the effort and move to allow God to do his thing. Like, we can't be saying, God, seeking God and asking him about this and about that, clarity on this, confirmation on that, when we're doing the same old thing. Like, we're not doing anything different. We're doing the same old cycles, not getting nowhere, but then finding ourselves frustrated and annoyed and stressed and just feeling like giving up, and finding ourselves bitter because of other people and they're walking in their fullness and they're progressing. But you can't be mad at that person because they're obviously doing something you're not. You should be learning from them and start getting on your face and giving it your all to the Lord. Start seeking him. Man, God loves us so much, and he just wants us to get that. But we have to take that step of faith, man. Let's put some feet to our faith. That's from Evan and Aaron's their song. I love that part in that song. Just do it, man. Like, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. I absolutely like, man. This week alone, it's just been such an amazing week. Like, I've said, like, every day probably this week, like, I feel such at rest, such at peace. My mind isn't racing. I'm not worrying about this. I'm not worrying about that. Like, I've just had a week of just rest, a week of just peace, and a week that, it's just flowing. Everything is flowing. God is moving. Things are flowing. And I'm just resting in his love, resting in his peace, man. Because I'm not trying to take control. I'm not trying to figure nothing out. I'm just allowing God to do what he has promised. And I'm standing on his promises, literally. I have a piece of paper on my floor every morning. I wrote down all his promises to me, and I stand on them. It was an idea that was given to us every morning at 5:30 in the mornings, or 5 o'clock. We get on the line. Our group is called the Early Risers, but we get on the line every morning and we just fellowship, and we're just all so transparent, but we share scriptures or share things about our day or how God's moved and how he's done that. And it's just a group of people that, man, that we're just so transparent and real with one another. And it's so good to have people in your lives like that, to where you can really like tell them like what's really going on with you, and not try to front, but what's really going on. Because you could put on a smile and whatever all day, but to have people where you can really come and just fellowship and just be real and just open and not feel judged, it is so relieving. It's so refreshing, and it's just so amazing. It's just so amazing. But the one of the guys in our group gave us the idea of everyone writing down their promises and standing on them each morning. We were only supposed to do it for 7 days, but I continue to do it. Like, I'm still every morning, and I sing when I stand when I get up in the morning and I stand up. I do it in the morning. I do it when I get home from work. I do it before I go to bed. Or if I'm just walking in and out of my room, I stand on my promises. But the song "Standing on His Promise," that's my little jingle. I do that little jingle when I stand on my promises. But man, and it's just like, God is just so loving, man. He's so awesome, and he's just so great. And not just for what he does, but just because of who he is, man. Who he is. He is so consistent. He is the one consistent thing in my life when I'm not even consistent with myself. God is consistent. He's loving. He's caring. He is all that we need, man. Those voids that we have, and we're trying to use alcohol, sex, weed, or whatever the case may be, pornography, to cover those voids. God is the answer to all of those dark spaces and all of those empty and that emptiness, man. We have to seek God. We can continue to seek these things, but they're not going to get us anywhere. They're not going to get us anywhere. They're not going to give us no peace. They're not going to give us freedom. They're not going to allow us to be the true us that God has created us to be. And we keep allowing those things to have such hold on us and control so much of our lives, man. It's like we have to let that stuff go. It's not worth it. It's not, it's not worth it. You might feel good right then and there, but then later again, you're back feeling depressed and feeling like, you don't have anybody, or feeling whatever. But why do you want to keep, why would you want to keep? And that's where I was at. That was the point where I was at. I was literally, last year, 2017, when I told God, like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to keep doing this. Man, 2017. It was Labor Day weekend, I believe. I had been drinking. I was so drunk. Like, I was like in the freaking kitchen, like on the floor. Woke up that next morning feeling like crap. And like right then and there, I'm like, man, I don't want to keep doing this. Like, this is not the example I want to set for my daughter. Like, this is not the lifestyle I want to live. Like, I knew, like, it was so much more to me, than what the heck I was doing. And I'm, drinking and smoking to fill these empty places. Like, yes, like I said, I felt good in that moment, but it's like when it's all said and done and the crowd is gone and the noise stopped and you're in your room alone, you feel, you're back feeling how you was, like, like you don't got nobody. And that's where I was at. I was like, I don't want to keep living this way. So I had to make a change. Like, I had to make a change. Like, I had to stop being selfish, just caring about what makes Jasmine feel good. But I had to, like, let all of that stuff go, man, and just completely surrender my life to Christ. And I'm telling you, it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. Yes, there has been hard times, but despite those hard times, God still was there in the midst. He was still there. He didn't leave me not one time. Not one time. Not one time. And I know people think, oh, some people think, you surrender your life to Christ and your life's supposed to be great 24/7, 365. But I'm going to tell you right now, no, it's not going to be. But it's not going to be. You're going to still go through some things, but at the end of the day, you're not going to stay in that mess. He's not going to stay. Sometimes he has us go through things to humble us, and for us to realize, like, that we need him. Sometimes he has us go through things for us to realize, like, we need God. Like, we are nothing without him. We can do nothing without him. Like, we need him in our lives every single day. But like I said, he's not going to leave you. He's not going to leave you in the mess. Like the song says, it may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. Yes, you might be in your situation, but God is right there with you. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He's going to move on his timing. And despite, despite being in that mess, this is when he wants us to seek him even the more and put our trust in him even the more. Not be in your mess and just give up, just give up. Because then where's that going to get you? Nowhere. But God is so loving. But man, we just have to make room, allow him to move, man, because he wants to do some amazing things. He wants to birth some amazing things out of us that we never even saw in ourselves. And he's done it for me. He's done it for a lot of people, that a lot of my friends that, and the people, I just recently met a lot of these, a lot of people that's in the group like this year. But I feel like I've known them my whole life. Like, I feel like our bond is like we've known each other forever, man. And that's just nobody but God. Like, he places people in our lives because for reasons, because he's so intentional. He's so intentional, man. And it's people that I had friendships for years that, yeah, we were close, but the closest I feel now with friends that are believers, and and we're walking on the same, this journey with God, man, I just feel it's like a different type of bond, a different type of relationship. And I just thank God for, placing people in my life, because they encourage me to go out of my comfort zone, to do what God sees in me. And we all encourage each other, and that's what it's all about, like, to uplift and encourage one another, to truly be there for one another, not judge the other person or make the other person feel bad, but to uplift and encourage, man. Because it ain't easy, and sometimes it's hard to encourage yourselves, but sometimes we gotta encourage ourselves. Like the song says, speak over yourself, encourage yourself, because you're not gonna always have your friend to call on. I mean, you always have God, he's always there, but sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and you gotta speak life into yourself. You can't always wait for somebody else to do it. But I'm just so grateful for the people that God has me surrounded with, and my mom, and that's just in our lives, man. Like, he is so loving and he is so caring, and I'm just so grateful for him. And I just continue to make room and give him all the space that he needs. Like, invade my home, invade my job, invade this YouTube channel, invade my business, invade whatever. Like, I give him my yes. I give him my complete yes. Like, no more no, no more fear, no more doubt, no more running away, no more doubting myself that I can't be and walk in what he's called me to be. No more doubting yourselves that you can't be and walk in the fullness of all that God has called you to be. We have to tell fear bye-bye, bye-bye fear, bye-bye doubt, bye-bye insecurities, bye-bye not having no confidence. You are confident. You are Godfident. Man, like we're say bye bye to all of that, because all of that is just, you know, just the enemy, man, is telling us lies like, oh, you can't do this. You remember you used to do that. How you gonna think people gonna see you? We gotta tell him bye bye to all of that. Like he has no place. He has no place. He has no authority. We have the authority. God gave us the authority to tell the enemy to get gone. Because he has no place here. He has absolutely no place here whatsoever. And he is defeated because we serve the undefeated champion. And God wins. And because God wins, we win. Because we win, our family wins, our friends win. But I just encourage you all, make room. Make room for God. Make room for him to move. Continue to trust him even when it might not make sense. Continue to step out on faith and trust the Father. I'm telling you, it's so worth it. It's so worth it just to be free and just to be able to rest in his presence and just rest knowing that he has you, that he has not forgotten you. I'm telling you, when I heard that, like that, Jesus. And God said he has not forgotten me. That meant so much, because I was like, Father, and it's like, God, where are you? Like, this don't make no sense. I'm tithing. I'm being obedient. I'm going out of my comfort zone, doing things that a few weeks ago I was like, I'm not doing that, but I'm doing it. I'm like, what in the world? Like, but he's still so loving, man. And he said he's not forgotten. He has not forgotten us. He has not forgotten us. And even in the midst of what you may be going through right now, God is right there. But we have to seek him, allow him in, make room. Make room. Let him take control of those thoughts. Let him take control of those feelings. Let him take control of those actions. Just let him take complete control of your life and let him move and birth some things out of you that you never even thought or imagined yourself doing. He's just that dope and that big, that awesome that he can do it. And you're going to learn some things about yourself that you didn't know that you can do, but that's just God's love, man. That's his love for us. He don't want us to stay where we're comfortable. He wants us to step out of our comfort zones, man. And I had to learn that, like, doing this is so out of my comfort zone. He has me doing so many other things and I'm just like, man. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's worth it. Me sharing and someone else being free from, from my prayers and just my encouraging or just my hugs or, a smile or whatever. It's so worth it. It's so worth seeing someone being free from bondage and someone being at peace and walking on their journey with Christ is so worth it. I had to get out of bitterness. I had to get out of selfishness. I had to get out of my comfort zone to do what I had to do to please the Lord and to help free somebody else. Someone did it. Somebody done it for me. So, I'm sure they probably had to step out of their comfort zone to come to me, encourage me, like speak life over me. So it's like, why can't I step out of my comfort zone and do that for someone else? So then they can be doing YouTube videos, sharing their testimonies, helping reach others and freeing others. Man, it's all about giving God the glory, man. Just being obedient to him, being obedient to what he asks us to do. It's all for the glory of the Lord. And this is so freeing to me, like just sharing and just being able to release is so freeing to me. But in spite of it being free to me, I'm sure it's freeing to others. I've heard people tell me all the time like how my videos inspire them, and just positive things, and that's what it's about. Me reaching other people to help free them and so they can share their testimony, and then they help to free someone else, and then that person shares their testimonies. I'm just so grateful that I gave God my yes. I gave him my yes to these YouTube channels. I gave him my yes to doing my shirts. I gave him my yes to doing to stepping out of my comfort zone and doing so many other different things. Like, I'm just glad I gave him my yes. And I continue to stand on his promises and continue to trust him and just continue to step out of faith. And I continue to make room. And I encourage you all to just continue to make room for God. Because he, like I said, he wants to birth some amazing things out of each and every one of you that views these videos. But I love you all. I thank y'all for tuning in. And again, God is just so loving, just for him being. He is so loving. And he loves us all so, 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 so much. And I love y'all too. I pray everybody has a blessed rest of their day, a blessed week. Continue to seek first God. Continue to put him at the forefront. Continue to speak to those mountains and telling those mountains how big your God is. Continue to make room and trust the Father. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.